everybody, and welcome back to Skyrim. So, last time we did a lot of story stuff I wasn't paying attention to, and we started talking about story time with my roommates from hell. And so, Jasmine. Jasmine and her comment about the help. That should have been. It's never that simple. Your name is the unworthy, so this is going to go horribly. Um, so the thing is, this girl, Jasmine, I should have seen the warning signs from the beginning, and I didn't. I chose not to because I thought, maybe that's the kind of life she comes from, and this will be a real growing up experience for her. I was a hopeful optimist. God, it's so dark. I love it. Um, and for a while, I was rightfully optimistic. Oh, good. It's underwater. What are we going to do about this? Excellent. So I was rightfully optimistic. Um, because for a while everything was actually fine. God, the water is so pretty. This darker dungeons. I don't know if it's the darker dungeons mob or something else that has given such like really nice textures, but whatever. This is gonna go horribly.
You seek my blessing for the leadership of Thirsk Hall? And well it is that this has happened. But I have always watched, and know that it was your softness that led to your own exile. You allowed your fellow warriors to grow weak, while the dangers around you mounted. No, nor is there any among you fit to serve. For a band in the wilderness, it's better to have no leader than a poor one.
Well, that was interesting. Can I have the axe? I kind of want the axe. No, okay. Um, so I should have known from. You're welcome. So there was a lot there. And at first, like I was saying, everything was fine. She stayed on top of staying clean. We had a few chats. Like, we actually initially got on pretty well. There was actually a day where I wound up. Oh, good. How did I miss that? There was a day where I wound up actually... Oh my goodness. Wow. I'm really bad at video games. I like hung out in her room. We just kind of chilled and drank tea together, and we just chatted about her life. Like, I actually empathized with her a lot because, well, I never had the same level of parental pressures. Like, my parents never tried to get me to get married. Oh, good. Oh my god, wow. I'll let you take care of that. Um, I understood to a degree what it felt like to, not want to disappoint your parents and to just be worried that you were not living up to their expectations. And, so we would hang out and we would talk and it was really nice. And then, so she had this boyfriend. I don't know his name. I think I met him like once or twice. What the heck? Oh, good. I've made enemies of the little dudes. Wow, I've made enemies of like everybody. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Lydia. Oh god. Oh, did she die? Another one? Where'd she go? I think she might have died. Um, we get around, it's just before the end of the term. And I find out that Jasmine has broken up with her boyfriend. I don't know what led to this happening. I don't know. I don't know. Oh, you did die. Sorry to hear that. Lydia, it'd be really fantastic if you'd help me. Thanks. I'm just gonna run in circles. Oh, it's dead. Um, Excellent. Now what? What can I do? So, that was a big thing. And when she first told me that her boyfriend... No, actually, she didn't even tell me. That's right. Okay, so right before she started going bloody gaga for... Oh, excuse me. Gaga for the other guy that was living on our floor, she started getting like really kind of salty with me. She stopped. Oh wow, have I actually not? Oh. I apparently need to do more training in potion making. Let's see if that lady can help me. Um, she she started getting like really sassy. I didn't see her. Sassy is not a word. She started getting really rude. I didn't see her around the apartment as much as I had before, which was like weird. Like she kept to her room mostly. Excellent. Can you? Good. Can you train me? No. Thanks. Maybe a girl in the city can. I should have known. Is kind of the long story short. When she stopped kind of being around, I didn't see much from her. Kind of like with my first apartment outside of the dorms, dishes started piling up on the counter. Now, at first, it was just a little bit, you know, like I don't know, training in magic. I need training in potion making. Um, right. So, at first, because it was just like a dish or two, I would just wash it when I did my dishes. Because if I didn't, I would have a really heckin' hard time. Like, the thing about these little kitchenette spaces is you've got like maybe 5 feet of counter space. You've got a table that's like maybe 3/4 of a foot across this tiny little hallway. I'm gonna go back to the house and sleep through the night. Um, and there's not a lot of space for things to just be left lying around. So I would do, you know, if it was just a plate or a cup at first, I would just do that. Like I would just wash it while I was washing my dishes. I figure, you know, she's a law student, she's busy. You know, she would do the same for me. Not. Um, you know, I'll just whatever. It's not a big deal. The sink is full because I wash dishes like a sane person, where I fill the sink and I wash the dishes using that water and then clean the dishes, like rinse off the soapy spuds. So just like the sink is full, it's not a big deal. It's just a few dishes. But a few dishes escalated over weeks to like a full counter of dishes. Like I would come outside, come to the kitchen, and there would just be zero. Sorry, I should charge my phone. Um, there would just be like zero counter space. There was like the sink would be full, there'd be dishes on the counter. She'd occasionally do her dishes, but then she'd just drop them. Good, teach me. No, you can't. It makes me so sad. Anyways. Um, it reached a point where like the countertop would be filled with her clean and drying or dried and just left there for days at a time dishes. The sink would be filled with her dirty dishes. And just, sorry, it makes me really frustrated. Like, there was no room anywhere to, to, to even prepare food, let alone, like, do anything with it. So that was annoying as all heck. And so, right, just no counter space. And it reached a point where it's like, I am not your mother and I am not your help. My landlord would give us, like, there was a cleaning lady that came in every week to like disinfect and sweep and just make sure that everything was clean. because, like landlord laws, he was basically protecting his own butt, but it was really nice. The thing was, her job was not to. I'm getting salty. Her job was not to friggin' make sure that our dishes were done. It was to clean and disinfect the sink. So, and everything else. So if there was food, there were dishes out, she just didn't clean the dishes, like clean the kitchen, because that was in her job, which is fine, except for the whole part where Jasmine wasn't cleaning either. So we wound up in this horrible cycle of just like growing filth. We started having problems with bugs. It was just immensely frustrating. And this escalated even further as we had an electric stove on the main floor and she would cook on it. But by cook on it, I mean she would put something in a pot or a pan, she'd put it on high heat, she'd just walk away. It would splatter all over the stove. And you know what? That isn't a problem. The problem is she wouldn't wipe up after it. It would boil over. She wouldn't clean out the tray. It was filthy. It was disgusting. And it was a fire hazard, as we eventually found out. So the girl downstairs, we'll call her Britt. Me and her got like really tight. Like, she is a really awesome human being. And I hope she's doing wonderfully. We haven't kept in touch, but she was just amazing, and I love her, and I still love her. And we got really close because she also had growing frustrations with Jasmine, namely because her kitchen was now always filthy because of well, the whole fact that Jasmine wasn't cleaning up after herself. Jasmine would also never clean out the lint tray on the the lint tray on the dryer, which is a fire hazard as well. The kitchen downstairs was disgusting. It was not good for anyone. So, this kind of escalated, and I tried talking to Jasmine about it, and she wouldn't talk to me. Like, she wouldn't answer my text messages. So it reached a point where, like, I was busy with my school schedule. My landlady was getting frustrated. My landlady was sweet. She was like my grandma. She would drive me to school sometimes. It was really nice. And so she would, like, kind of talk to me and kind of try and get an insight as to what exactly was going on. I'll let you guys take care of this. You know, try and help me, or I would try and help her, like, get a grasp of what was going on, what was happening. You know, just overall try and help her out where I could. She's a good person. Darn. I like you, friend. Just let you take care of everything. Ow. Where am I getting shot from? Over there. Darn it. I don't have enough of these arrows to be wasting them like this. Hey, wizard boy. Where are you? Forward march. I need more arrows. Oh, I'll take that. Yeah, whatever. Yeah. Britt and we got along pretty well. We talked through things and it was great. Now, all of this, it reached a point, like I was saying, sorry, my brain is not good at focusing on two things at once. I'm learning. that... Okay, I forget. I think it was... Why? Why? Aha. There we go, Lydia. Double kill. Nice. Um, that was great and all. The relationship I had with Britt, but it didn't make the problems I had with Jasmine any less present and any less absolutely horrid. Like, this girl... What? Oh, from over there. I'm just gonna crouch down here and let my health come back. So, we started basically doing this, like, back and forth with sticky notes because I was just getting really frustrated. I wasn't gonna do her dishes anymore. So I would move her dishes from the counter onto our table, her dirty dishes that were, like, filling the sink, and I'd leave, like, a little note, like, hey, Jasmine, I know you're super busy, and, you know, we all are. It's exam season. We're all kind of freaking out. But please make sure that you're doing... Darn it! Please make sure that you're doing your dishes. This is really important. You know, I need room to cook. It's a... What the heck? Oh. It's a big deal kind of thing. Okay, we'll come back out here. We'll do this again. And she basically ignored the sticky notes and, like, wouldn't do anything about it. And so it reached a point where I talked to my landlady, and my landlady's like, you should just throw her stuff out. Like, I give you permission. It's fine. I'm like, I can't do that. That's a level of mean that I can't. I'm not like that. But I did start putting her stuff in garbage bags, and I would put the garbage bags in front of her door. And with a sticky note, like, I think you lost these kind of things. Like, I was getting pretty heckin' sassy about the whole thing. And so that was excellent. Oh, free arrows. I want the arrows. Arrows. 'Cause I'm running low. So that was... usually if it was, like, in regards to her dishes, the note would be with her dishes. And I understand that, like, leaving sticky notes is really passive aggressive, but I'm pretty non-confrontational, and when I tried talking to her about it in the past, we were getting nowhere, and everybody was just getting really frustrated, and I was, you know, preparing for exams. I just didn't want to be dealing with that. And so I opted for the possibly more peaceful. I thought that maybe it would be more peaceful. It wasn't. The more peaceful route, and I would, like, just ask her if she could, oh god. Oh man, getting caught in the crossfire. Don't think that's actually the last of them. But now, when it came down to the lint thing and the dryer, when it came down to the... God, I can't see. And I love it, don't get me wrong. But I can't see where I'm going. Where? The lint in the dryer and the stove, I would leave the sticky notes on her door. Like, you can't ignore this, okay? This is actually really important. This is really dangerous. You need to clean up after yourself. You're living with other people. And sorry that you usually have the help to do this for you, but you can't just expect us to clean up for you. That's not our responsibility. Oh, excellent, excellent. Not what I wanted. I don't know where the body that was shooting me is from over here, but, good. No free arrows for me. So, it's great. Thank you for taking care of it this time, Vithrak, or whatever your name is. Um, oh, cooking pot. I'm just gonna cook. What? Don't. Oh, whatever. Okay. Right. So, sticky notes on the door. And one of the repeating, like, issues that came up was the stove. Because found out from Britt, because by this point, I actually wasn't cooking. I was so frustrated and so done with having to do her dishes. Oh my god. Darn it. That I was living on sandwiches and instant noodles. Because these were things I could prepare in my room. Now, the downside of living on sandwiches and instant noodles is, well, you kind of can't. My hair started falling out. Like, falling out. Like, I've actually, you can still see on the top of my head, my hair is much thinner up here than it is in the back, where it's like really thick and really grown in. That's because I've shaved the back of my head once. My earring fell off. Like shaved up the back of my head so it was able to grow back in properly. I've actually considered just like shaving my head to try and deal with it. And so I was getting like increasingly frustrated because I was actually getting sick from it. Like my hair was falling out. I felt weak. I was exhausted all the time. I was having some mental illness issues already. Like I was getting really depressed and down on myself because, and that wasn't her. That was my own problem. I have issues with not wanting to be a disappointment. And so I was very fixated on the idea that I was disappointing my parents somehow. Good. I'm gonna kill the rest of them. Just gonna pick up the arrows. And just everything was adding up to a horrible, horrible storm. And so rather than trying to fix it or do anything about it, I instead opted to flying. Instead of fixing it, I opted to just try not to do anything about it. I figured, you know, I'll leave these notes and I'll just, if she's not going to clean up after herself, then fine. I'll just stop cooking, I guess, rather than fighting over this kitchen. It's not worth it. I need to focus. I need to, you know, I need to get the perfect grades. I don't want to disappoint anybody. I was the first in my family, like immediate family. Like my parents never went to university. And so for me, it was really important that I actually did something with my life, right? Like I didn't want to be a disappointment to my mom and dad. I was just really determined to do a good job. And fighting with her was not going to meet those ends. And so I, yeah, did that thing. The eating bad food. So fun fact, you cannot live on instant noodles and bread, cheese, and meat slices with spinach. They are delicious sandwiches, but just not enough. There you go, Master Talbani. No, you need to come closer still. Just not gonna do anything about this? What are you doing? Wow. Let you take care of each other. There we go. I like having him around. Potion of healing, give me your necklace. And I didn't put enough arrows in you for that to be worth anything, so this is good. Ooh, what the heck? Fancy. Huh. That's nifty. What are you aiming at? Whatever. Beautiful. This all culminated, of course, in the like week of final exams, because that's when everybody is at their most stressed. So by this point, Britt and I are really, really frustrated. Like, we are at our end of our ropes. My landlady has told me, like, she's refusing to renew this girl's rent, and she's going to give me this girl's room because it's the better room. Like, it has the most, oh, excuse me. It has, like, these massive windows. And just this girl had been causing so many problems for my landlady, too. Like, she wanted the room with the big windows, but then complained it was too cold. And so they got these, like, thermal covers for the windows so that they were better insulated. But then she complained that her makeup was melting and it was too hot. And she was always turning the heat stupidly high. We already covered in the last episode with Nicole my feelings on that nonsense. But on, like, the last week before the end of the term, I'm almost through. This girl is just almost gone from my life. I am really excited to just be rid of her. My landlady, you know, you're not allowed to tell her that we're not giving her, like, we're going to ask her for the keys. I'm like, this is fair. You do you. I don't care about the legality of it. It's not really my responsibility. Da 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 da. And so I'm just, like, living with it at this point. Like, I know the end is nigh. And this thing happens. I'm in my room. Now, when you're an English major, there are these things called take-home exams. What a take-home exam is, it's where you literally do an exam at home. But it's not like a test exam. They're usually essays. So, oh. That's handy. Interesting. Okay. Um, Sorry, I should pay attention to this. Okay. Following. It is the last week before exams are finished. I am in my room. I am working on a take home exam. I'm working on this essay. It's worth like 40% of my mark. Oh my god. Items. This is beautiful. I need a torch. This makes me so happy. Do I have a torch? Oh god, I have a torch. Oh no, I don't have a torch! Oh no. Oh, this is going to be interesting. Okay. Oh. Because I have to do that. And so she knocks on my door and I'm working on this exam and it's kind of like the thing about me, the way that I write is I'm very like stream of consciousness, especially in a first draft. I need to just sit down and get it out and then I can work with whatever I've gotten out. And so she knocks on my door and I'm contemplating just ignoring it, but she's like slamming on my door, so I think, you know, it's got to be something important. Oh god, I'm telling things out of order again. So before this point, I'd left a sticky note on her door explaining she needed to clean off the stove because it was literally catching fire when people were cooking on it. And so okay. So, it's exam day. Okay. 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 Um what does that do? I wish I could see. All right, that's great. All right. All right. Okay. Okay. So hopefully he's done talking for now. Oh, money. Healing. So I'm working on this exam. It's a really important exam. There's this knock on my door. And I don't mean like a hello. Like it's not like that. It's like she's pounding on my door. I was worried someone might be like hurt. She is freaking the heck out. And so I save my work. Let you guys take care of that. I save my work and I just... Very good. I accept that this is just my life now. And I open the door. And Jasmine is standing at my door, hands on her hips. This expression on her face that just says she's here to pick a fight. I just Okay. I like she is here for a fight. I can this much is pretty clear to me. And so I just Jasmine, almost. Jasmine, I understand you're frustrated. But I'm in the middle of working on an exam and I need to focus right now. Can this wait? And she goes, and this girl is French, so usually I love accents, but her accent was making me very frustrated at this point in time. She goes, the stove just started smoking while I was cooking, so it's not my fault. And she's looking at me like I owe her some kind of apology because I had basically accused her lack of cleanliness. No, not basically. I'd straight up told her her lack of cleanliness was causing the bloody stove to catch on fire. And so this logic here too, this bloody brilliant logic of a toddler. It almost caught on fire while I was cooking, so obviously it's not my fault. Pardon me? What? What is this girl on? Oh my god. I was very, very displeased with life. And as I mentioned before, you did. Sorry. That's not what I thought I was asking. Is there one in here? What? There's one up there. There's one up there. Okay. Oh, interesting. Wizard dude. Thanks. I'm just over here like, bro. What? And you gotta remember, like, despite the fact that I like to see myself as generally very non-confrontational, I was working on an exam. That's kind of a really big deal. And this girl had the audacity to come to my room with this stupid, like, I won't even call it logic because it's lacking in logic. There is no logic in that nonsense excuse she gave me. She turns on her heel and walks away from me. Like, that is all I had to say. Wow. Deal with it. And I completely lose my cool. I chase this girl down the stairs. I am yelling, like, at the top of my lungs. I don't even remember what I was yelling, but I lost it. And so we go down to the kitchen, and after I, like, lose my mind, I am, like, freaking out on this girl in a way that I don't think I have ever freaked out on anyone before. She turns around, she's crying. I don't know if it's because I'm yelling at her or because I triggered her or something, but she's like, she explains that her boyfriend broke up with her, and I maybe proceeded to lose it even a little bit more. Because she's over here, she's talking about wanting to be a lawyer one day, and she can't even do the basic necessities of, like, picking up after herself. Like, things that I've been doing since I was a child. Um, and she can't do that much. You know, I've gone through breakups. I get it's hard. I am sympathetic. I am, believe it or not, sympathetic to, you know, the fact that it is not fun to lose your partner. You know, and she was talking about marrying the guy, and I guess he was seeing somebody else or something. I don't remember exactly. Like, it sucked, but it was not an excuse, an acceptable excuse for it wasn't an acceptable excuse, period. So I yeah, after losing my mind, everything just we basically just avoided each other thereafter. I finished my exams, she finished her exams, she got kicked out, I got the good room. You know, we all lived to see another day. But I just will never forget how absolutely daft this girl was and her really stupid loot. Okay, so you're telling me to come back over here and reactivate this switch? Um, just makes me so mad. And like to this day, I'm still struggling. You know, my hair is growing back. That's why when my hair was dyed like really purple, you could see a lot of like little wispies here. It's because that's my hair growing back after, well, after recovering from not eating properly for literally months at a time. Excellent. Um, yeah, yeah. So you've got Nicole, you've got Jasmine. I am lucky enough that I had some really cool roommates, Rachel, Brett. Like, I had some really cool people in my life in addition to these horrible people at this time. And it made everything worth it. I wound up graduating from, oh, excuse me. I wound up graduating from the University of Ottawa with honors English major. And it was all worth it. Like, I overall had a fantastic university experience. What the heck? Ow! Stay in school, kids. Um, I'm actually gonna leave this episode here. I need to go finish cleaning my apartment so I can go to the airport. Thank you guys for joining me. Make sure if you like my content, you hit that subscribe button, you hit the like so I know you're liking what I'm doing. If you want to hear more stories, I'm not actually that interesting a person, but I'm sure I can talk about the more interesting people in my life. Just leave a comment below. And until then, I will see you folks in the next video. Bye bye!